Hey, it's me, Weirdo, and today I'm going to be doing the 100 head challenge. I know this challenge was like from a couple years ago, and it's honestly kind of old, but I remember that it existed, so I decided to do it since I've never tried it before. And you will see how very badly I technically failed, but also did it at the same time. You'll just have to see later. Okay, so this is the sketchbook I'm going to be using for this 100 head challenge. It's the Strathmore watercolor cold press sketchbook, and I kind of just bought this on a whim, but that's fine. We all do that at some point. I think I might just skip this first page so that we can go like have a nice spread. Yeah, so I'm gonna use it to figure out how to add more variation to my faces, especially since I noticed that I do have a same face syndrome thing going on, and I do want to help prevent it or fix it and add more different features and whatnot to my drawings. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, let's see how many I can get done. So, in case you forgot or don't know what the 100 head challenge is, the traditional way of doing it was there was this artist who created a whole Pinterest board. I forgot their name, but I will put it on the screen right now. They created a whole Pinterest board with 100 different faces, and in the span of 10 days, you are supposed to draw all those 100 heads. So, usually 10 heads per day. But because I felt like that wasn't going to be able for me to actually do, I decided to just do as many as I could in one go and just see how many days it takes for me to actually finish everything. So it's going to be slightly off of what a lot of people have done or will do, but it's just going to be a fun challenge, so might as well slightly switch up the rules. So all these are not based off the Pinterest board the artist originally made. Some of them are, but I would just scroll through Pinterest for like different faces and photography. So some of them you might recognize from other people who have done this. Some of them you might not, because I just picked them randomly. So yeah. As for the process for each and every head, I decided that since I bought this sketchbook off a whim, might as well put it to good use. So for each head, I am going to be sketching, adding line art, and adding one color of like this watercolor that I just decided to pick up. The colors in total that I have are yellow, a deep pink, purple, green, and blue. So based off the reference, whatever I think is fit is going to go to the color is going to go to that person. And also I'm going to be doing this style that's not usually what I tend to do. If you've ever seen my videos before, I have a very stylized art style. It tends to go to more the anime sort of section, but especially when I'm doing challenges or in copying references like this, I tend to go slightly more realistic. So that's what you'll see a lot of. Every now and then I'll try and push myself to do it more like my style, but still have that likeness. But it's gonna be mainly this somewhat realistic style that I don't usually use. Today, I just so happened to actually finish exactly 10 heads, which I thought was a bit funny, but I think they looked pretty good for the start of this challenge, and you'll definitely see my improvement as time goes on. But here are the pages that I got done that day, and tomorrow, let's hopefully get more done. For day 2, I don't really remember anything interesting happening besides there was one drawing that I really hated because it didn't look like the reference and the line art was just really bad, and you'll see that one later, especially right after this one actually. But one thing I've noticed is that I really like the sketching part, because then that's when I can really like show the different wrinkles, or like the way the skin stretches along and stuff. And I can get it away with that without making it look super weird. Whereas when it comes to line art, I had a difficult time choosing what lines to show without making, say, this kid, for example, what lines to actually draw out without making it look like an old person. That was really gonna like my struggle, especially today, but just the entire challenge in general. I didn't know which lines to draw with the line art to show like different wrinkles and expressions, or which one to just add in with the watercolor. So the ones that I end up hating the most, well, maybe not hate, but not liking the most, are the ones where either there's not enough definition in the wrinkles with using line art, or that there's too many and now the character doesn't look like the actual reference or the age that they actually are. Format wise, I think this is the least favorite page out of the entire challenge, because I left this big gap right underneath the first one I drew on this page, and I actually intended coming back to do more, but I don't remember what, but I got busy, so unfortunately that gap was never filled, so it looks weird. But these are the results of what I drew today. So this drawing right here that I'm working on is actually gonna be one of my favorites out of this entire challenge. I just really like how happy she was. In the reference, she was smiling really big, and I really wanted to capture how happy she was. And she also had this some sort of like, I don't want to call it face makeup, or like, I don't know what to call it, but you know those markings on the face that sometimes people will do. Well, she had that, and I thought it looked so pretty and cute, and it was also in a very similar shade of reddish pink that I actually had using for this challenge. So I decided to use both the orange and the pink on this drawing, and oh my gosh, she just looks so cute. I love it. She's actually my favorite. On that last sliver of the page, there was this reference that I saw where there was this man with this big fabric hair piece, or like hat, that was also in very similar shades of like the yellow slash orange and the blue that I had on my palette already. So just like the woman that I drew, I'm also adding two colors, and it makes the page pop, or it makes them pop, and I find it really fun and interesting to look at. So these are the final products for today, and oh my god, I just loved that first page. It's not gonna compare to the second. Okay, so I'm not sure if I should technically count this as a day, because this was actually recorded on the same sitting as day 3, but the footage said it was the next day because I had started this after midnight, so it's technically the next day, but I don't know if I should count it even though it was like on the same sitting. But you know what, whatever, we're just gonna ignore that for now. Okay. Quite the time jump. I apologize for that. Looks like my break was a little longer than intended, but for this page, I decided to do something a little bit different when it came to the coloring. For this entire spread, I'm going to use that orange color, and I am also going to draw people that I the expressions that I associate with orange or yellow with. So that includes happiness and stuff, but also I'm actually very happy with how these turned out. Um, this is more like the young people page. I kind of associate orange with youth, so maybe that's why. Um, and also just kind of a break and getting back into my comfort zone because I had been drawing a lot of people who are on the older side with wrinkles, which I don't tend to gravitate towards when drawing on my own from imagination. So, from all that exertion, this is a good break and just letting myself just kind of draw the reference. And this is what the entire spread looks like. And out of everything on here, I actually think the little granny in the corner is my absolute favorite. She just looks so happy. First off, new camera angle, finally. And also, I'm going to be doing the same thing as the last page where I choose one color and use it for the entire spread. I chose pink for this next one, but I screwed up and used orange for the first lady I drew, so now I had to cover it over with pink, which got me really annoyed at myself. But if you just don't pay attention to the fact that there's orange underneath her, she fits in just fine. And I also changed up the format a little bit by making one of the portraits way bigger than the other, and then the others just kind of spread out around it, which I thought was actually pretty good to look at. I was getting bored of the same 3 heads on the top, 3 heads on the bottom, so I liked switching up the format a little bit on this page. So we're just gonna kind of zoom past everything on here. It's all the same, you know, drawing people using the same color, line art. But I actually do like how this profile turned out. But yeah, we're just gonna quickly speed through this because we got a lot of days to go through. Okay, boom. Here are the products of that spread. I do like how I changed up the sizes of some of the portraits and just crammed a lot of faces in there. All right, next day. Okay, so I actually don't know what date this took place in because the footage won't tell me. It's tripping out. It's telling me it's the same day as day 6, but I know 100% that is not true. So I'm assuming this happened in the same month. I just don't know which exact date. But this page is gonna be full of green. So yeah, we gotta get through this because we have a couple more things to finish off here. Oh hey, wait, we're at the halfway point. I just realized it's 50. Wow, that was fast. Okay, attention span goes crazy. What I will say about this challenge this far in is that I am proud of myself for choosing references of different people, different ages, different cultures, different ethnicities, all that type of stuff, because I came in thinking I thought I was gonna be stingy, right? So with that mindset, I was like, you know what, just choose whatever. You're gonna do whatever face you find interesting, whatever face or features that you don't see every day, you're gonna draw them. And I'm proud of myself because I think, you may not think so, but for me, I think I achieved that. And here are the final products of the spread, and now we're going on to the next day. Okay, we got another massive time jump here. My bad, guys. So since this has been several months after that last day, I decided to switch things up by using this erasable teal colored lead, you know, just to spice things up, get that motivation again flowing because I felt really bad for the sudden time skip. But this page is now going to be full of blue as well. And I actually like how this first girl or woman I drew, I like her. I really liked how she turned out. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, a lot of these are actually sculptures. I can't remember exactly, but I think the first woman I drew and then the man with the massive beard, I think they are the 100%, those are two that are sculptures, but I don't know about everyone else. And another camera angle switch up. The way my phone was in front of my face was really messing up with the way I was drawing all this time, so I decided to go back to this angled view, which is lovely because you can see my hair all over the frame. I should have zoomed in more, but it's too late now. And again, we are going to speed through this because I know your attention span is screaming at me to hurry this thing up, which I can 100% relate with you. So these are the pages, and hopefully I won't do another massive time jump like last time. So same as before, I am using another colored erasable lead, and this time I'm using pink, and this page is going to be full of watercolored purple people. I think this is the page that had the most amount of references that were statues or sculptures. Particularly this one is the one I took the most time on because the sculpture had a ton of curls in the hair that were really tightly packed and super thick. So I'm not used to all that type of line work. So it took me a long time to get that one done, especially. And besides that, that's don't really remember anything else that happened. I did have some trouble with the third woman that I drew, her side profile. She had a side profile to where her lips jetted out more than her nose, which is something I don't get to draw all the time, but I've been wanting to learn how to draw it properly. So she was a little bit of a struggle for me. But other than that, oh my god, my hair is always in the frame. But other than that, this page was actually one of my favorites. So as a whole group, this page is one of my favorites. But there are some off this page that are like the ones I love the most. As you can tell from all the several camera angles, it's clear I didn't finish this project in 10 consecutive days. I took more than that. And this isn't even the last page, but I am so inconsistent when it comes to doing challenges like this that require a certain amount of days. It's honestly really sad how long I let myself not do this. Like, it's just actually insane. And maybe for funsies, you can comment down below which one was your favorite camera angle out of this entire video, and maybe if I do any more traditional art stuff, I'll record in that camera angle. And if you made it this far, props to you. My gosh, attention span is insane for you. And these are the final pages for that day, and it's time for the final day of this challenge. Okay, so I actually don't have any recordings of the process for these last two pages, but I did do this all in one sitting. I don't have any of the recording because my phone was yelling at me because I didn't have any storage left, so you're just gonna have to have the final result pictures instead. These are the last few pages, and I didn't add line art to one of them because I thought she looked too pretty and I didn't want to ruin it. And for the very last spread, I decided to draw some of my friends and family members since, you know, I thought it'd be fitting. And the last one was actually a mini self-portrait, so fake face reveal, I guess. And that'll conclude everything for this 100 head challenge. I feel like I both failed and didn't fail since this happened over the course of several months, but I still somehow ended up finishing this all in 10 days,
which I honestly have no idea how that even happened, but it took a while to get this done. That's gonna do it. I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you deserve a pat on the back. Thank you. And I'll hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.